Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtain a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that things which are seen were not made of things do appear. By faith Abel offered unto Yahweh a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, Yahweh testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead, it speaketh. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Makakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Enough respect to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth worldwide. This is to edify the body and feed the land, feed the sheep. Doing my best. This is your brother Chanan, from the tribe of Benjamin. I'm going to call this What is Faith. So we come into a time where we are going to be tested by our faith. But what is faith? As it says in Hebrews chapter 11, Salakia, chapter 11, verse 1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So basically, faith is something that you can't see. So basically, praying is what builds up your faith. You can't see faith because faith is in the form of a spirit. Through Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So Yahweh Bashim Yahshai give you that faith in order to believe in things to be hoped for, so you can be able to show the Most High how much you love Him, how much your works is accounted for Him, to show Him that you are able to be a worthy person for His chosen. So we're going to get into it. Verse 5. By faith Enoch was translated, and Enoch was one of Adam's sons, because he had faith to see things that others didn't see. He also prophesied, meaning he was able to see in the future. Prophesying basically to see ahead of Yahweh shall return with his holy angels, his 1,000 angels, and that's in the book of Jude. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because Yahweh has translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased Yahweh. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. And who's that him? The Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Al-Shai. He wants it. See how much faith you have in him, so you could be able to be called like Enoch into the chariots that's to come in our future. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. So you gotta diligently seek Yahweh Shem Shai for that reward. What is that reward? The kingdom of heaven. This heaven is going to pass away. A new heaven on a new earth is coming. So what that means, that we must continuously push this word, continuously pray for the downfall of this kingdom, so we can have our kingdom to be set up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. As Yahweh Shai is going to be ruling over us, the 144,000, Lord willing, we are in that number for the hope for the elect. Through our faith, we got to continuously push the word of Yahweh Shem Shai and also pray. So we're going to get into it. Even in the Old Testament, Moses had faith in Yahweh for his people to be saved from Pharaoh in Egypt. I'm going to the book of Deuteronomy. It's a lot. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, and verse 9. Now, therefore, that Yahweh, thy power, he is the Most High, the faithful power, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him. And who are the only people that love Yahweh Shem Shai? Israel. And he had love for his people. He had love for Jacob. And when he had love for Jacob, he also going to have love for his children, his sons. So Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai had only love for Jacob. When Israel was in a time of trouble, they called upon the power. They know they needed to be saved. So this was a form of faith for them to be saved during this time in Egypt. So if it wasn't for Moses, if it wasn't for the Spirit of Yahweh, telling Masha to go to the mountain to visit Yahweh, the children of Israel would have still been in a dire condition under Pharaoh. But because it was through faith, Yahweh was able to save the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So I can get back to it. And mercy with them that love him, and keepeth his commandments to 1,000 generations. So the commandments is still in play. The laws, the statute, and the commandments still are in effect to this day. So we right now we're in spiritual Sodom and Egypt, because Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai saved Lot due to his faith in Yahweh to be saved out of Sodom and Gomorrah, because he was not trying to get involved with his family and their abominations. He wanted to get out. Yahweh told Lot to get out immediately, because he's going to destroy the place because it's full of iniquity and abomination. And people loved that, but not Lot. Lot wanted to stay in righteousness. His wife and brothers, they got destroyed. Lot got saved. So it goes to show the kind of power we're dealing with. We're dealing with the king of terrorists here, And we're coming into those times right now that in Babylon the Great, Yahweh Shema Shai, Yahweh's going to send his son to save the elect, Lord willing we of that number, because we can't stand by abomination, but through our faith, and us pushing this word on a day-to-day basis, on a high frequency, Lord willing, Yahweh Ratazah, we get saved out of this wicked hellhole. 1,000 generations, and repay them that hate him to their face, to destroy them. He will not slack to him that hated him. He will repay him to his face. So Yahweh Shema Shai has enemies. It goes to show people who don't believe in the Most High and his word are going to get destroyed, and that's their repay. Let's get into it. We're going to 1 Thessalonians in the New Testament. So that was an account with faith, because faith always been here during the time of Noah, during the time of Lot, during the time of Moses, even King David, because King David couldn't fight the Palestinians by himself, and they were huge, but through his faith, Yahweh saved them. He gave him that energy, that righteous energy to take on the wicked. So I'm just trying to discover this. Okay, let me Let me search for this. Alright, we here. The Wadi Al-Bashmi Shai. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. We're gonna start at 6. Chapter 5. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 6. Going on down. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others. See, Yahweh Shema Shai gave us the spirit of light. We're not sleeping. We know that we're Israelites. We know who the wicked is the so-called white man, is the Edomites. We know the other nations, like the Moabites, the Ishmaelites. We know about the Cushites. You know that the Edomites have, different nations within Edom. You know, the fake Jews are the Amalekites. Because through faith, we believe in Yahweh Shema Shai of being that chosen seed, of being an Israelite. We know we are the righteous because we haven't done no wickedness. How did we get into America? You got to think about that. How did we get in the land of the bitter? This place is bitter. They got their land off of rape, rob, murder, stealing, and killing. You know, they got us over here working for free so they can build up their economy, their corporation. That's not through faith. That's carnal means. That's stealing a man. You know? And the Lord said in Galatians, for what a man soweth, is that what he also shall reap. So if you sow wickedness, you're going to reap wickedness. Let's get back to it. Therefore, let us not sleep, do others, but let us watch and be sober. Watch the signs of this place coming down, Babylon the Great, because this place has come to an end because it's full of abomination and wicked. This is a revised Roman Empire. We got to continuously watch and pray so that we don't get accounted for in the judgment to come. So we can get delivered out of this captivity. This captivity is a stronghold. It's not as a physical captivity where we're in chains. We're actually in a mental state captivity with philosophy of Esau doctrine. He's trying to put out all these churches, all these harlot houses to make us be consumed in our mind. That's the right way, which is not. These are seducing devil doctrines, For they that sleep in the night. We're not sleeping in the night. We're awake. We're awake as a light. They sleep in the night. They don't know anything. That means they're absent. They're black. They're total absence of understanding. No knowledge. So they're dry. They're like dry bones. They that be drunken are drunken in the night, meaning they're drunken with Esau's philosophy, his wine. They're drunken with the darkness. They're not filled with any oil. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith, and faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. So we're praying continuously for the salvation of Yahweh Shema Shai. Yahweh Shema Shai willing, we get up on the chariots. The chariots is the so-called UFOs that you see in the sky that lights up the sky with different lights. Like a fire wheel, it goes simultaneously. It's a flaming wheel. So Lord willing, we get saved in those chariots in the time to come. Yahweh Shema Shai willing. And that's for the hopeful elect. The 144,000, the 1/3, men, women, and children, who just getting into it. Let's get Matthew chapter 8. Oh, Salak. Did I even finish? Salak. It says, Salak, yeah. Verse 9. For the Most High have appointed us to wrath. Wait, Salak. For the Most High, for Yahweh have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So we're not supposed to rap. We're supposed to be in peace, and keep on praying, pushing the word for downfall of Babylon the Great, prophesying, and, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. We are the type of people to come to peace with others, but more of a so, we're going against evil spirits on a day-to-day basis on our journey. But we always got to put on that helmet of salvation, like, save me, Yahweh Shemi Shai, because the devil is in power, and he's just committing more and more abominations, before our eyes, and we are of the world of Yahweh Shemi Shai, not of his world. Now I'm referring to Satan. We're not of Satan's world. Let Satan get advantage of us. We are not, ignorant of his devices. And that's the time of that, when that microchip comes, that's one of his devices. That's one of his major and ultimate devices to try to get us. But if you put on that helmet of salvation and that breastplate of faith, and say a simple no, you're fine, man. You're gonna be fine. Just believe in Yahweh Shemi Shai. Even if you have to die for this truth, and this is what it is. The truth is the faith in the truth. That goes to show how much you love Yahweh Shemi Shai. Who died for us, Salah. We're going to get back to verse 10. Who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore, comfort yourselves together and edify one another. So we got to keep on edifying one another, make ourselves and others comfortable. Work on yourself also is ultimately important, because the flesh is weak against the spirit. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, which means the flesh wants to do things that are of vain. The spirit wants to do the things of the Most High, Yahweh Shemi Shai, with pushing the word, going on the highways and byways, doing sit downs, letting our people know they're going off of the law of Yahweh Shemi Shai, meaning they're sinning against Yahweh Shemi Shai. They're doing many abominations. Eating pork, shrimp, putting on yellow dye in their hair, color hair, many more. So continuously edifying one another, doing these sit downs, going on the highways and byways, raising up that trumpet, letting our people know their transgressions. Sin, transgression is basically sin. Sin is breaking the law of Yahweh Shemi Shai, which Yahweh Shemi Shai put in place for us not to go off, which is a righteous thing, is a divine thing, which builds your spiritual character, making you holy among the earth. Present yourself as a God before the earth, but we're not in those powers, because we're still in these curses. So you got to understand that you're still continuously being judged. Even whether you're elect or not, you're still being judged by Yahweh Shemi Shai. You got to understand that. So continuously do the work of Yahweh Shemi Shai in true faith and sincerity, which is very important. Even if you die, you want to die knowing something about our Lord. You want to be able to understand that the way of the Lord is the way of righteousness, and you visiting him, he's going to show you that you did some type of work out of the scriptures. You want to die knowing something. You don't want to be like 2/3 not knowing anything, and going out there, or been doing a whole bunch of abominations, like 2/3. They don't want to learn. They don't want to look into words. They don't want to hear the word of the truth. They want to hear smooth things like anything wicked. Like they want to hear what, who won the game last night, who won who got the best car, who got the best clothes, who got the best sneakers. You see 2/3 on lines lining up for sneakers and video games. That's ridiculousness. They don't want to come back to this word, and this is very important. This is Yahweh Shai's body right here, Call him Yahweh Shemi Shai, We're going to get to it. Salat. I'm going to go to St. Mark. Go to St. Mark. Salat. St. Mark. I'm looking for it right now. Chapter 10. St. Mark chapter 10. I'm going to St. Mark chapter 10. Verse 51. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, what wilt thou that I should do unto thee? The blind, this is an example of what Yahushua is about to perform. This is one of his miracles. The blind man said unto him, Lord, that I might receive my sight. And this is what Yahushua said unto him, go thy way. So basically Yahushua performed his miracle to show his works, and because the guy, he's blind, but he's calling on the Lord. He's believing in the Lord, and as he believes, he want to regain sight to see the Lord, but he can't see the Lord. But it's faith is something you can't see. So the spirit is in him, to believe that the Lord is going to help him out. And Yahushua said unto him, go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. So the Lord cured him. So now he has his sight, made thee whole, and immediately he received his sight and followed Yahushua in the way. So the guy Yahushua helped, he received his sight because he believed in Yahushua way. And then he was able to see Yahushua, which is a beautiful thing. That's a Yapah thing to do, because Yahushua, he goes by how much faith you have in him, so he can be able to perform these miracles in front of you. You got to believe on him in order to see his works. Faith without works is dead. So you gotta work. You gotta work for your. You gotta work with your faith. You gotta work for it. You gotta work for your sight. You gotta work to be cured from your sickness. You gotta work for having Yahushua to return with his holy angel for that salvation. That's very important. We're gonna go to the book of Romans. Romans. This is with Paul now. Romans is with Paul when Paul was in Romania. Book of Romans. I'm going to go to chapter 4. Book of Romans chapter 4. Oh, this is meat right here. Verse 13, for the promise that he should be heir of the world. Who world? The world of Israel. Be heir of the world was not to Abraham of his or to his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. See, this is the righteousness of faith through Abraham, because Abraham had Isaac, Isaac had Jacob. Jacob was given that promise. Jacob was able to obtain that promise, and he had the 12 children, those 12 children also obtained the promise from Jacob. So whatever through Jacob's seed is what the Most High want to see, because that covenant lands through Jacob. Of righteousness might be imputed unto them, and the father of circumcision To them who are not of the circumcision only, but also walk in the steps of the faith of our father Abraham, because Abraham had faith in Yahweh as he was walking, through the land. He had faith, and as Yahweh was walking with him, Yahweh let him know that, I'm gonna establish my covenant with your son's son. And Abraham was an obedient servant for Yahweh, and Yahweh was pleased, which he had being yet uncircumcised, for the promise that verse 13, for the promise that he should be the heir of the world was not to Abraham, to his seed through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. See, that faith was with Abraham. Abraham believed in the works of Yahweh, and whatsoever Yahweh wanted from Abraham will perform and do. And that's the faith, believing the power that you can't see, and understanding the power that's higher than you, and just giving that faith to your king, and which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Let's we're gonna go to 2 Corinthians. This is a beautiful thing. It's important. Faith, man, is beautiful. It's something you can't see, but the more you work upon it and build upon it, the Lord is going to show you things that you would never ever thought you would see. 2 Corinthians chapter 13. We're going to go. 13. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. See, now this is important, Akims. This is very, very important. Because day to day, as you read, you try to look into words the best of your ability. Even though you can't understand the Hebrew, sometimes you ask brothers, you help me out with this, how to say this in Hebrew. Or, just try to be able to understand what you're doing in terms of looking up words and looking up articles, how it matches up with the scriptures, because the scriptures is life. It's our life. The Lord want to see you speaking from his word. That's very important. So you gotta work on yourself. Always work on yourself, because the spirit and the flesh is enemies. But the flesh want to do abominations quickly, and the spirit want to do righteous things. So it's a balance. So you got to understand how the flesh works, and you got to understand how the spirit works. So, right now I'm in the spirit trying to, work on me, and, trying to edify my body, as well as edify the Akim out there who want to listen and learn and understand. It's important. That's why we have elders, from apostle to heart on down. We listen to our elders, trying to be able to show them what we know, and if we're going off on something, that's why they're here to correct us and rebuke us. That's why we need this rebuke, on our day-to-day journey, so that when the time of temptation comes, we're sharp. We know what to do. We know what to say. We know how to go about our walk, because we don't want to get, trapped up, or we don't want to get caught up in Esau's net, even if you trip, just be able to stand right back up in the spirit, and that's just the faith booster, Examine yourselves. Gotta examine yourselves, Akim. Examine yourselves, whether ye be in the faith. So meaning you work on, understanding this word. You listen to the video, sit down, time with yourself to sit down and read the word, and go over word. If you don't understand something, look into it with the dictionary or vocabulary. That's why there's a Google search engine, YouTube. If you want to look up how to do things, that's why the Lord put a search engine. He put internet for us to try to be able to understand who we are, what we want to know, and how we do things, And that's why we have, GMS 100% truth. They have the 100% truth, because you can look up anything you want to know. Why dreadlocks is not a custom. Why smoking weed is not our custom. Why, are we going to have spiritual powers? What is to come? What judgments the Lord is about to perform on earth? why are Israelites in captivity, or why, who were the apostles, who were the elders in the past, who were the, things of that nature, to understand. But most importantly, to understand you're Israelite, understand the wicked is the Edomites, understand the name of the Lord, the Heavenly Father name is Yahweh, the Son, his only begotten Son name was Yahweh Shai, who died 2,000 years ago for the elect's sake of this time, and his passions of when he was going off with these seducing doctrines. So understanding these things is very important, Akim. It's very important. And understand how women's supposed to be, that our women are become women at the age they're at their flower, which is a young virgin at the age of 12. If Yahweh Shai said he become a man and go about at the age of 12, that goes to show that the women that come at 12 having a flower are ready for children, are ready for a family. So at the age of 12, they're ready to do things. But the society we in, this captivity, all of that, it's not comprehensible. But we the elect understand these things. So in the kingdom to come, we can perform these things. But right now, we just have to wait and be patient for our Lord to restore order. So back to that. Examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own self. So prove yourself. Looking it up, making sure you're on point. The words don't have to be big, but look into words, what it means, and try to break it down. So it's for it to be easier for you to consume, for your mind to consume, because this is like meat. Right now we're reading the milk, but you want to continuously read the milk. The meat is for the apostles. The apostles know the breakdown. They understand the breakdown. So, just wean the milk. Try to break down the words the best of your ability. Don't try to, step on your own foot. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Just try to be able to understand. If you don't understand something, ask a brother with more experience, or, take your time, look it over, look what scriptures match it up. Just try to take your time, with the faith, because you don't want to move too fast. You want to pace yourself. You move too fast, you're going to vomit, and that means you're going to come out the truth. You ain't going to believe anything. The Lord and Yahweh Shai might put spirits on you that you're not going to appreciate. And, you basically just self-destruct. Why thou shalt self-destruct, So, prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves. We belong to the Lord. You're not your own self. So don't go off your own belly. Go from this word. Go, even if you have to, break it down and try to take little pieces out of the word, just know that stay in the spirit. That's very important. Stay in the spirit with the word, talk from the word point of view, not from your own belly. Because the world of Esau is foolishness. The world of Yahweh is righteousness and understanding and wisdom. This book here is your wife, For the Akim, the book is your wife, Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. So we belong to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is in us, we don't want to be a reprobate. We want to be with Yahweh Shai, We want to being a reprobate is the worst thing that you can be. Because Yahweh Shai putting spirits on the reprobates who are on the common board, talking down on the truth and talking down on this doctrine, because this doctrine is pure water. It's living waters. It's oil for us. It's continuously building our faith day to day, building our faith for salvation for the time to come, because we're gonna have to put off that weak nature. We're gonna have to, gird up thy loins as a man, meaning gird up your mind. You're making your mind out of purity and out the wickedness, full of purity and out the wickedness. And just being able to understand the judgment of the Lord. You got to understand the Lord's ways, because these people are full of wickedness and this full of abomination. And this earth needs to be clean. So just seeing these things that's to come is seeing that you're understanding the way of the Lord, because the Lord is of righteousness and judgment, and the judgment is going to be judgment on the wickedness that people have before the Lord. So what we see is what we want to comprehend. Salakia. So we're going to go to the book of Galatians. Chapter 3, verse 11. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of Yahweh, it is evident, for the just shall live by faith. Who is the just? The men who are zoomed in and focusing on this word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, the men who are constantly crying and sighing to the Lord about the abominations of Babylon the Great and what all the other nations are doing, who are following Satan, Esau, Edom, and their ways. We're prophesying against the people of Mount Seir. That's our enemy, the wicked. But we got to understand the ways of the wicked. We have to understand the ways of righteousness, and that's the complete balance. That the Lord wants us to understand these things. You have to understand what evil is like to know the judgment for evil through this word. We're here to judge with this book. That's all we can do. We just got to wait upon the Lord to do the physical judgment for the earth, for the abominations. I'm gonna end it out. I'm gonna get to Isaiah, book of Isaiah. So faith is a very important argument. Keep that faith going. Keep it going. Don't stop. Stay in the spirit. Because you want to be saved out of this captivity righteously, Righteous and sincerity. So we're going to go to the book of Isaiah. Chapter 1. We'll end it here. Baba Kashan, that means please. In the Hebrew, Baba Kashan means please in the Hebrew. So we're going to end it here. Book of Isaiah chapter 1, verse 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. Meaning which Yahweh Shem Yahshai is going to make us judges. We're going to be kings on the earth. We're going to judge of righteousness. We're going to rule over the other nations. We're going to be gods of the earth. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, Lord willing, in the house of David. And David's our king. So Lord willing, we're going to be able to, rule over these people with a rod of iron. And then I'm going to finish up with verse 27. And Zion shall be redeemed. That means the Lord is going to redeem us out of this captivity. We're going to be free of all curses. No more curses from Deuteronomy chapter 28, 15 going down. We're going to be in Deuteronomy chapter 28 from verse 1 going down. And Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness. So, Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. I can stay strong in the faith. We walk by faith, not by sight, as the scriptures say. So I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Enough respect to the brothers teaching and preaching the truth worldwide. Shalom to the next one. Dawada.